Hey everybody, it's Emily at Arg Schooling, and today I'm bringing you another Build Your Library Family Reading Crate unboxing. I'm filming this, it is October 31st, it's the end of October, but this is the November crate. And for the November crate, I decided to go with some historical fiction because I just love reading historical fiction in the fall. I mean, I love it all the time. It's one of my favorite genres to read, but for some reason, historical fiction and fall just go together. They're so cozy, and I love it. So this month's crate is called The Gilded Age, and it is all about that time in American history from the late 1800s to the very early 1900s. So that is what you're going to see in this box. So let's just get into it and see what's inside this box. Like always, every month you get a booklet that comes with the box, and the booklet gives you discussion questions and topic starters and ideas for how to get more out of the books in the box. And there's also a link that you can use to access our website where you can get free printables and more book recommendations and websites and things to, again, just get more out of it. You can turn this into a unit study. You also get bookmarks every month. We always put bookmarks. Some of them are just generic Build Your Library bookmarks. So like we usually put in one of these, and this month some of them will have, I think all of them have, the one with the Dr. Seuss quote. And then there's an exclusive bookmark that goes with the box theme. And my son has been doing the artwork for these. He's just really enjoying doing different things with his art. So you can see both sides of the bookmark reflect different aspects of what you're going to be getting in the box. For the extra item, I decided to use something a little bit different. This actually goes along with one of the books, but it's art prints. I have two different art prints in each box, and they are Mary Cassatt prints, little postcard sized ones, so you can do a little artist study about Mary Cassatt, and if you're wondering why, we'll get to that in a minute, because now we're going to talk about the books, which honestly is the best part of the box. The first book I'm going to show you is the picture book, and this month the picture book is Fiona's Lace by Patricia Polacco, and this is just a gorgeous, beautiful picture book story about a girl named Fiona whose family immigrates to America from Ireland. And the story just shows really well like why people come to America and some of the reasons people would have come and what happens when they get here. They move to Chicago, and they experience the Chicago fire. And what I love the most about this book, besides that it's beautiful and such a lovely story, is that it's actually the author's family story. This is a family story about the author's great-great-grandmother and her experiences and how what she did at that time, particularly her lace work and things like that, how that became like a family heirloom and passed down through the ages, and the story became just like an integral part of their family lore. And I just love that. I think that's a beautiful way to sort of honor your relatives. The read aloud I chose this month is The Art of the Swap by Christine Aislinn and Jen Malone. This book was so much fun. I love stories of where there's time travel, but it's with a twist. If you like Freaky Friday and that sort of thing, then this is just like exactly like that, except in the Gilded Age. This story follows two girls who both live in the house called the Elms in Rhode Island. It's an actual house. It's still there. You can see it today. It's one of those just gorgeous mansions that people built back in the Gilded Age. And both girls live there. One lives there now in present day. Her father is the caretaker of the house, which has now become a museum. And the other girl lived there in its heyday, and they look into a mirror at the same time somehow and swap bodies. So they each get to experience life in each other's time period, which I thought was a really fun way to explore the differences in life for girls in the early 1900s. I think this takes place in 1905, and in modern day. And there's an art heist aspect where there's a painting of a girl done by Mary Cassatt, which now you see why we included these art prints. And the painting mysteriously disappears, and there's all this lore about what happened, but nobody really knows. And so Hannah, the girl from modern day, who is just an expert on this house, she believes that she knows like almost everything about it. She sees herself as smarter than a lot of the docents that work in the house and give tours. And she is determined that she's going to solve this art heist. That's why she was given the opportunity to go back in time. So it was just really fun. There was a lot of slang coming from the modern girl, and at first it bothered me, but the more I read, the more I thought, well, you know, I love how she's doing that and showing how much language changes and exploring like what would we talk about and say now sound alike to people who lived 100 years ago. I thought that was really clever, and it worked really well actually with the story. So I hope you guys like it. It was a lot of fun. The young adult read, I chose These Shallow Graves by Jennifer Donnelly, and I loved this book. And hey, look, I match. I didn't plan that, but I kind of blend right into the book. Anyhow, this book was wonderful. I have been sitting on this for forever, dying because I couldn't talk about it. This story follows Jo Montfort, who is a very wealthy girl from a very wealthy family in the early 1890s, and things are expected of her, but she wants nothing more than to become a journalist. She idolizes Nellie Bly, and she wants so badly to be taken seriously as a journalist. And of course, girls of her stature and her class should not be doing things like that. And she's meant to be engaged to this man who she's been kind of betrothed to, but not really, for her whole life. She's been told she's going to grow up someday and marry Bram. He's going to be your husband. Eventually you'll be this wonderful rich family and you'll carry on our family line. Anyway, she has nothing to do with that. There's this murder mystery. Her father suddenly mysteriously dies, and she's told it was suicide, but she doesn't believe them. So she decides to go on her own and investigate. So she decides this is her opportunity to show that she can, in fact, be a journalist. And she meets a man who is a journalist and works for the newspaper that her father owned. And together they go on this mission to solve the case. And it takes them all kinds of dark places that they didn't expect to end up. And I loved everything about this book. I love the characters. I love how well developed they all are. I love the relationships between our main protagonist and the people around her who are not wealthy, and how she relates to them and understands them, or learns to understand them. Instead of just seeing that, ooh, these people are dirty and poor, she starts to develop friendships with them and experiences the fact that other people don't live the way she does. She's been spoiled, but she learns to look beyond that, and I loved it. There is some romance and mentions of brothels and things, but it isn't in your face. It was still a very innocent story. Nothing ever really happens. You don't see anything besides murder. The kids are too dark, but I loved this story so much. I want to read all of Jennifer Donnelly's books now. I just thought it was really well done, really clever. I love the mystery. I just thought it was great. Finally, the book I chose for you, the parent, is The Gilded Years by Karen Tanabe, and I thought this book was so beautiful. This is the story of Anita Hemmings, who is a real person, so this is a fictionalized account of her life. Anita Hemmings was an African American, but because her family line was very biracial, her parents are both biracial, and she's so light-skinned that she can pass as white. But she's never seen herself as white until she's decided at a young age that the only place that she can go to college is Vassar. She's obsessed with going to school at Vassar, and they don't accept black students. So because she's so light-skinned, she decides that she's just going to pass as white. She's going to say that she is just English and French, which is not entirely false. She is part English and French. She just doesn't write down that she's also Negro. She gets accepted because she's brilliant. She's very smart. And it isn't until the 4th year at Vassar, her senior year, that it starts to unravel for her, because she becomes roommates with one of the most popular girls in school. Before then, she's able to sort of just blend into the background and just focus on her studies and not worry too much about anything else. But now that she's roommates with the most popular girl in school and she's invited to go to all these places and do all these things that a person of her, not just race, but her class, her family is poor and they scrape together the money to pay for her college education. The author did a really great job throughout the whole story of just kind of making this just air of suspense, and you don't know for sure how it's going to happen, but you just know that she's going to get found out because it's just too difficult of a thing to hide forever. But I loved just everything about the story. I thought this was really well done. I love that I never heard of Anita Hemmings. This was all new to me, and I felt like I needed to learn more about her. And she includes some information in the back about the real Anita so I could learn more, and I just thought the story was wonderful, and I hope you enjoy it. So that is what you'll get in the November Family Reading Crate. We still have some, so if you haven't ordered one yet, you can do so. I will put a link down below in the description box where you can find out more information about our Family Reading Crates and how to order one. I hope you do. They're a lot of fun. And I will see you guys next month for our December theme, which is going to be Happy Holidays. It's going to be holiday themed books. Great, perfect for the season. I'm really excited. I have some great books lined up. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I love the Christmas season. It's just one of my favorite times of year. I love how cozy everything is, and I hope that these books in the next box are going to bring about that cozy feeling for you. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye.